KUGAN, CASSIUS, IFL TV, MTK Global. So you've been whoring yourself out to the American media this week.
Yes, the doc. You're a fucking animal.
Yeah, I've got to keep doing it now, innit?
I know. How long do your missus got left?
10th April.
Okay. So that's you done now?
Yeah, yeah. So I'll have a break, 2 weeks off.
Good.
Back in it, back at it.
Good. Exciting, mate.
Definitely.
Well done.
Cheers, Eddie.
Yeah, mate, whoring myself all over the world. That's what I do, isn't it? Travelling salesman.
Do you prefer talking to the American media or the UK media?
They all stick it, like, they're all like you, they all stick it on me. You know, like when you get in a huddle, they're like, especially that geezer, Nesta. He's like, I'm actually getting on quite well with him now because I just say, like, ask me whatever you want, mate. And he asked me, and I'll answer his questions, and he's like, all right. I said, you know, afterwards he goes, you know, I said, you have to understand, there's not one question you can't ask me. And I will never tell a reporter, unlike some people, to say, don't ask me this and don't ask me that and whoa. Just fucking ask me what you want. You won't like what you hear all the time, but that's okay. Mexico was amazing.
Would you say every answer you ever give to the media is 100% true? Be careful what you say.
Yeah, I actually do.
To what you believe.
I wouldn't tell a lie to you. Like, I wouldn't tell you a lie. I might say I can't talk about that. Yeah, I would say everything that...
Or you might big something up that doesn't necessarily need...
I'm a salesman.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
a promoter. But if you ask me a question, I won't lie to you. If you tell me, is he boxing on so-and-so, I won't go, yes he is, when I know he's not. But some things I can talk about, some things I can't talk about. Legally, or because of politics, or because of, you know, someone's asked me not to say anything about something. So, you know, but every time I speak, as far as I'm concerned, it's the truth. Maybe I'm just deluded. But things change. You know, like, people put up clips that I said 3 or 4 months ago. Obviously, things change. But one thing you have to remember, and people watching this, they must understand, Eddie Hearn is always fucking right. I'm only joking.
All right, I just want to point out...
Some bloke just called me a dosser. He can't me, he went, "Hearn, you dosser, get me in with Joshua, I'll knock him out." I went, "That's the last beer you're having, son." And he went.
Dylan Whyte's here tonight.
Yeah.
With, obviously, React Boys fighting McCarthy. It's a great fight, that is. What's happening?
So, it's complicated again because the WBC ordered Brazil against Whyte.
Right.
Before they even ordered Fury against Wilder, in terms of the order. Yeah. So that fight's the WBC interim title. So the winner of that is the mandatory to fight Wilder.
Right.
Now, if Wilder fights Brazil, which looks very, very likely, then they will try to make that the mandatory fight. And our argument will be...
How can they do that then?
Well, that's what we're saying. You know, I was with Maurizio yesterday in
Mexico. That's a voluntary, surely, isn't it, then?
You know, Wilder will try and say, I'm going to get my mandatory out of the way. But no, the mandatory was ordered to be contested between Brazil and Dylan. So my argument to the WBC and what we'll be putting forward is, no. We can't stop Wilder from fighting Brazil, but that's a voluntary defence. And Dylan is the straight mandatory. Okay?
Okay.
That's how it should be, in my opinion. So that's what we're campaigning for. And we'll see where we get to. Dylan will be fighting July 13, is our date that we're penciling in right now in London.
Okay.
And, you know, hopefully it's against Brazil. That's the fight that we
Where
actually
have you got booked for July 13th?
I'm not telling you. So I won't lie. You know what I mean?
O2?
Stamford Bridge.
O2?
And we're working on a few
Brixton?
options. We're working on a few options.
Okay, July 13th.
Yes.
Have you put this out there? I haven't heard this.
No, I mean, we've been talking for a couple of weeks.
Okay. Is he happy to go July 13th?
Yeah, that's what he wanted. That's when he wanted
to go. That's when he wanted to go. Okay,
yeah.
Fair enough. So, you're waiting to see the outcome of whether Wilder fights Brazil.
Correct.
Then...
If he does, we're saying Dillian Whyte should be the mandatory. And
not Dylan Whyte to fight the next in line?
No, and then he can actually have a fight on July 13 and wait for the winner of Wilder against Brazil.
Knowing Dylan Whyte and the kind of opponents that he wants to be put in, I'm assuming he's going to be put in with someone lively.
Yeah, on 13th. Yeah, he's not looking for a
pay-per-view show?
Quite possibly.
Is that dependent on who the opponent is, or what card you're putting together?
I mean, he's not going to fight Tom Little No disrespect, Tom Little. Big up, Tom Little, on a pay-per-view show. So, yeah. I mean, we've only, our only pay-per-view card is June 1. So I've given you like 5 whole months without a pay-per-view for you wonderful people.
Okay, all right. This Wilder offer now that you obviously spoke to the American media about.
Well, I didn't. It actually came out from sources, from the HP sources.
But you've spoken about it, as in what you're intending to do.
So I would like to give him a fight in June, July, and then put him in with Joshua. But someone come out and said, why don't you just offer him the Joshua fight? Yeah, that's fine. Like, he hasn't got to have the fight in June, July, but obviously AJ's fighting Miller. So, and Wilder wants to fight in June, July. So he's going to fight Brazil, Konaki, whoever. And then he should fight Joshua.
He's not going to sign to fight under your name, is he? Because he doesn't like you, does he?
They ain't got to like me.
No, but
you don't have to like me to let me fill up your pockets.
No, I know, but did you hear his interview on Blue Blood? So I was listening to him talk, and he said he doesn't trust what you say.
Yeah, but do you know why? Why do you think that is?
Go on.
No, but right.
Well, you think it's other people filling his head?
Mate, come on.
He's got a mind of his own.
No, but he doesn't. He's never talked to me. People tell him, you know, his advisors, but I don't fucking listen to Hearn. Like, they've probably got an offer and gone, fuck me. Listen, Hearn's just fucking bullshit. He ain't even got the money. Like, don't waste your time with Hearn. Hearn's a fucking tosser. Don't worry about Hearn. Ask people who work with me if I'm a tosser. Well, no, don't ask them that. They'll say yes. Ask me if I fill their pockets, and I deliver what I say I'm going to deliver.
I mean, what's the idea? If Wilder's in his mindset that you're kind of just
a joke, like
whatever, he's not taking it seriously.
No, he just thinks.
So what are you going to do?
I can't do anything about. Like, I'm going around so many different people, and you know, I won't say who I was talking to in America, but like trying to get to him. Like, I've reached out to Heyman, I've reached out to Finkel, I've reached out to Jay Diaz, I've reached out to Deontay himself. Now I'm actually trying to get other people to say, you know that, like, Eddie Hearn is the goods, don't you? Like, he's not some muppet who is chancing his arm. You know what I mean? So you should talk to him and listen to what I've got to say. Oh, I know 5 minutes with Deontay Wilder, this whole thing's done. But they won't let him get close to me because they know how good I am.
So, you're offering him for the interim fight 15 million.
I'm not talking about numbers.
No, but you've already said this.
Yeah,
to the
yes,
American media.
That would be a reasonable assessment.
Okay, does it matter who that is then, or not necessarily?
It ain't going to be you, but it could
Before
be.
You was offering him 5 million for an interim
yeah,
fight.
but this is where things are gone.
Right, okay.
But the market's gone crazy. But also, he has raised his value. He's raised his profile through the Fury fight. I know he lost, but it was, you know, he got a draw, and he's a bigger name now than he was when I offered him 5 million to fight Dillian Whyte. So congratulations, the 5 has turned into 15.
And a 60-40 split with Joshua.
But what is going to happen? Maybe even in his backyard.
And the rematch would be?
We haven't talked about it yet. That's to be discussed. But it's a 2-fight deal, both sides.
Have you actually sent an offer?
Yes.
An offer?
Yes.
Right, not a contract.
No, because it's like Espinoza. I said Hearn makes an offer. Oh, just like as no, Espo, right? You send an offer. When someone asks for a contract, you send the fucking contract. If he turns around to me, let me tell you how quickly this would happen. If Deontay Wilder turned around tonight and went, fucking hell, that looks good, Eddie, send me a contract. Do you know how quickly I'd do it? I'd drag one of the boys out now, right, and go, draft the contract now. Fuck this show, draft the contract. It would be with him 2 hours later, max. That's what you do when you're serious about it.
Just for people that wouldn't have seen it, but I don't know how you wouldn't have seen it because you kind of took over EastEnders that night when you was having your little spat with Stephen. So he was saying that a contract was sent, but what he was talking about was the email from Wilder, correct? With like a
first of all, he said he sent that. Previously, he said he sent a contract. I said, you never send a contract. He said, I didn't say I sent a contract. I said, okay, I don't give a fuck who you said sent a contract. No one sent a contract. Not Wilder, not Finkel, not Heyman, not Espinoza. And then he came back and said, well, what about the 3-page document that Wilder sent you? Wilder never sent me a 3-page document. Show me an email from Deontay Wilder to me with this 3-page document.
But he sent you a paragraph, you said?
No, he put that on Twitter. He said, this is I can't, like, I'm done with Espinoza. We asked for a contract, we never received it. It's very, very
What
straightforward.
about what he tweeted about the excerpt from the TV, for the TV?
I don't know. We've never received a contract with that in. So I don't know whether they draft that contract and never sent it, but I have never received a contract from Espinoza.
Is it possible that he believes that the contract was sent?
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe. I mean, he was like, I was reading it going,
I can't imagine
this
Stephen
guy for real?
Espinoza coming out with all this stuff if he
no,
didn't
he's
believe
not.
it's
Yeah, I
true.
agree. But I think what he's saying is, he's probably referring to some questions that were answered in an email, but this was even after the request for a contract was sent, and no contract was ever sent. We asked several times to see a contract, and basically they come back and said, no, you've got to agree to fight first. So I can't agree to fight until I see the contract. I'm not coming out publicly and going, we accept your offer, and then you send me a bullshit contract that we go, this is a joke, and they go, oh, they're wasting our time. So, you know, I quite enjoyed that with Espinoza. I thought it was quite amusing, and I think, you know, but... And then he started going on about the Joshua
HBO thing that you said,
that I reneged on. Just get that out in the open. We had a deal with Showtime, and we discussed a first last. And when I asked him to send me a contract, he didn't put the first last in it. He fucked up, basically.
Right.
And then he screamed and shouted, saying, I've got a first last, I emailed you. So we went along with it. I gave him the first last, and he couldn't afford AJ because the Zone come in and trumped him by about 4 times for the money. That's why I said, you run out of money, Stephen. That's the long and short of it. But I'm not looking into getting beef in Showtime. We may do Wilder Joshua on Showtime. I don't know. I'm not opposed to any ideas to try and get this fight made, but no one wants to talk. I wish people would any media that's around Deontay Wilder just go, can I ask you a question? Why don't you just have a chat, or why don't your team just have a chat with Eddie Hearn? And he goes, he's a waste of time. Yeah, but it's the undisputed fight. Like, they keep saying they want to make the fight. Is it not worth a conversation? No. How can you say that?
Would you say that Joshua Wilder is now more likely than Wilder Fury?
100%.
What have you made of that situation?
It is what it is.
A lot of it's coming obviously from the doing of ESPN and Top Rank, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, look, Tyson's not stupid. Tyson knows that deal would basically end the likelihood of a Wilder fight for now. Do you think he's that bothered? He ain't really that bothered. He's getting a bucket load of money. He's happy as Larry, right? Everyone else blames everyone else. Frank says, oh, ESPN didn't want the fight. We wanted to, you know, but... So they knew when they made that fight. The ones that are in trouble are Showtime, Heyman and Fox, because they have to keep Wilder. How are you going to pay Wilder $15 million if you're Showtime? They don't have the money. Nor does Fox. So they have to go on pay-per-view. So you're probably now going to see Wilder against Brazil on pay-per-view.
How much money do you estimate that Wilder will earn from fighting Brazil?
From Showtime and Heyman?
Yes.
You're in trouble, aren't you? If you're being offered 15 million for that fight, what are you going to take? Heyman's a genius. He could probably talk him into taking 7 or 8 with upside. I don't know. I mean, but if I'm Wilder, why don't I just go 15, please? X for fighting Joshua. Let's go, and let's buy several streets in Alabama.
Okay.
He always talks about a few things. Number one is one face, one name, one champion. The other one is creating this financial legacy and future for his family and all that. So, like, I'm not asking, like, our deal is not dependent on taking risk on a pay-per-view that will probably bomb. You know? So yeah, it's 7 million, but don't worry, because this pay-per-view I think is going to do good numbers. Don't risk that, Deontay. Don't do that. Just take the money, Mabel.
Okay. What's the latest on Golovkin?
I'm not talking too much on that, other than things are progressing and we'll see where it goes.
Announced next week?
I think Gennadi's decision is imminent, but not imminent as in days. But
what's Andrade going to do now?
well, he was supposed to fight Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders pulled out the fight. So the WBO will probably determine a new mandatory, and in the meantime, I think Andrade will take a voluntary in May or June. He wants to fight in the AJ card. But I said, you're a WBO World Middleweight Champion. You're a headline act. I'm positioning you to fight the winner of Canelo Jacobs or Golovkin, that triangle. I said, I really want to box on an AJ card. I said, no. So we'll see.
Are you surprised that kind of Billy Joe turned that down?
Very.
For
a world title that didn't exist.
15 million reported over the space of...
That's talking about the Canelo fight. That's like, you know.
Oh, okay. I just sort of quotes, that was it. What's happening with Kell Brook?
Kell Brook, his old man's here tonight. Kell's going to box end of May, early June. Possibly, I say possibly, on the AJ card as well.
Oh.
Also, obviously, got one eye on Amir. See how he gets on against Crawford. But end of May, early June.
So you come out and said the other day that Hearn Crawford will not be on Sky. Are we assuming that it will end up on BT?
Probably. They want to do a pay-per-view.
Why is it not on Sky?
Because they want it pay-per-view. And one on its own, like, it does tiny numbers. It's at 4 o'clock in the morning. If it was obviously in 10 o'clock at the O2, it'd be a different story. We looked at maybe pairing it up, and it was just like, we're just chasing the tail. Like, it's not a pay-per-view night. So we passed. We spoke to them about how a deal could work with another show, and they wanted to basically be more of a standalone pay-per-view. And I guess I don't want to say it's pay-per-view on BT, but I'm guessing that's what it'll be.
Why hasn't Galahad and... I know it's not your fight, but Galahad's your fighter, so what's happening with that?
There are a few different things contractually that the IBF were trying to address, not on our side, on their side. It's all been done now. The IBF have sent out the sanction for the sanction of the fight for May 4th in Leeds, and I'm guessing they'll have a press conference shortly.
Why haven't you announced the April 20th show?
Because Lucas Brown is fighting tonight.
When are you looking to announce that?
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, tomorrow?
No, yeah, Monday.
Okay. What's going to go on, mate? It's interesting.
It's a Saturday night fight night, so we're going to have Chisora's going to be on the card. We're working on his
not
opponent.
Against Parker.
No, not against Parker. Dave Allen's going to fight Lucas Brown.
Yeah.
Josh Kelly's going to be on that card. We're trying to do Craig Richards against Jose Burton on that card for the Commonwealth Light Heavyweight title. Conor Benn will probably return on that card as well. It's going to be a big night.
What sort of opponent are you looking for Chisora then?
Someone decent. I mean, I'm not looking to... I mean, not at Parker level, but, you know, he's his first fight with Coldwell, and I want to make the Parker fight for the undercard of Dillon on July 13th. So Derek will come out, 10-round title fight, and then hopefully win April 20 and fight Parker on July 13th.
So the show you kind of proposed to do on the 20th, which didn't really work out, you may be looking now to do that show on...
Yeah, because we were looking at
July
doing
13th.
some kind of pay-per-view night, but like I said, we were chasing our tail trying to make it work, and the calm deal wouldn't weigh up in terms of what they wanted, so we just do a Saturday night fight night.
When do you anticipate Joshua will have his second fight of 2019?
November, December.
November, December. But where that is...
No,
could
I mean,
be anywhere.
Yeah, it could be Millennium Stadium, could be the States. I mean, I think we've got a better chance of doing the Wilder fight in America, like in terms of actually getting a deal over the line, because we're trying to put our best foot forward and saying, okay, look, we'll even come to America for that fight, you know?
You've been out on media duties for Canelo, and you've got another press conference coming up as well, haven't you?
LA on Monday, but I'm not going, Frank's going.
Okay.
Yeah. So next week we've got Milan on Friday night and Turning Stone on Saturday night with Bivol Smith, Hooker, Callum Johnson against Monahan.
John Ryder's here actually in Peterborough. What's the latest?
We're trying to
on him?
make a fight. John Ryder is mandatory for Callum Smith, but that's not going to be called till Callum's had a defence. So we're probably going to do the Lemieux fight with John Ryder
on that card, yeah.
On May 4th, hopefully.
Yeah.
For the interim world title, with the winner being Callum Smith's mandatory.
You know, if you're going 18th of May,
yeah,
with
could be Wilder,
Usyk, same night as
Wilder
will go.
Could be.
Povetkin likely for Usyk?
Maybe. It'll either be, we're looking at like Povetkin, Takam, other guys, but if he doesn't fight Povetkin will be on that card, fighting probably Hunter, and then they'll fight each other next. We're just trying to Povetkin would rather have a fight and then fight him, but we're trying to see what's what.
You announced your, the April 26th show as well.
April 26th, yeah, LA.
Yeah.
Rungsavai against Estrada,
Yeah.
rematch of the fight of the year. TJ Dehenny against Danny Roman, WBA and IBF elimination, unification. Jesse Vargas on the card as well, Scott Quigg on that card, Anthony Sims Jr. on that card. It's going to be a big card, our first full promotion in LA. And Luke Campbell's also added to the March 15 card in Philly. We'll announce in full on Monday.
So a lot of things being announced next week.
Yes,
by the looks of
there's
it.
always a lot of things being announced. A couple of new signings,
Who?
one heavyweight signing.
Is he American?
No.
No. Is he like had a few fights, or is he had a few fights?
He's a big name.
A big name.
In boxing, yeah.
I'll have to make sure that's. You're not signing, right?
Yeah.
He's not heavyweight.
Oh, you've given it away now.
He's not heavyweight. Are you signing him?
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll make sure no one can
He's
hear
moving
that.
up to heavyweight.
Is he really? Is that serious? Ooh. I just had a thought there.
Yeah.
But anyway, are these people waiting to talk to you? Everyone's waiting to talk to you.
How you doing? Yeah, don't know.
How good he is.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure he was, because I just looked at him and went, all right, mate, just talk to me, and he just looked at me as if to say, who's that? But,
Have you got anything else you'd like to add?
no, let's go and watch Lee Wood try and win the Commonwealth title.
I just want to add,
Yeah.
you've got to shoot off after this,
Yes.
so there might not be a post-fight.
Correct,
with
so
you,
we'll catch up in a week. It's good. We've got about 2,500 here tonight. Jordan Gill has sold 926 tickets on his own. It's a big night for him.
Levels.
All right?
Got him. Thank you very much. Do you know when I stop doing what I'm doing,
Yeah.
I worry about what Carl Froch will say about me.
He's brutal.
What is wrong with Carl?
He's brutal.
Literally.
I think a lot of the time Frost is just on a bit of a wind up, to be honest with you.
He does it on purpose.
Yeah, I think so,
100%.
because you can't say what he says and be overly serious all the time. So I think a lot of it is tongue in cheek. Obviously some people see that and some people don't, but he is lawless. He is.
James DeGale, sorry I forgot to mention this earlier on.
Yeah.
James DeGale announced his retirement on Monday, I believe, as expected, but what can you say? Great career
Great
again.
career. Good bloke. I mean, look, James is, I wouldn't say, I mean, we've sort of mixed in similar circles socially, if you like, and we've sort of had a good relationship. I'm always a bit gutted because I think I could have done so much with him. I was looking at that clip the other day.
Brilliant.
When he that was the time to come back and headline the O2. But listen, he went and had some great experiences in America. He won Olympic gold, he won British Championship, he won European Championship, he won the world title. It's job done, isn't it? And he can go and enjoy his life. I texted him on Monday or Tuesday, I just said, mate, you're going to have a great life, congratulations. And that's what it's all about. It's about getting out healthy, with enough money to be comfortable, you know, for your future and hopefully your children's future as well, which I think he's done that. And yeah, I mean, he'll be a bit disappointed. He knows, you know, I think the writing was on the wall in the Caleb Truax fight, really. But I think as a fighter, sometimes they think they've still got it when they really haven't. Do you know what I mean? And you could tell the other night there's a shadow of himself, and that would have frustrated him because he's a competitor. But you know, he's a good man. He's been a great fighter. He's been a great servant to the sport of boxing, and I hope that he has a great life. You know, and I hope that he can look back satisfied, because it's one thing. You know, leaving any sport or leaving any profession, mentally it's quite tough as well. You know, you've seen fighters suffer mentally leaving the sport and emotionally, and I think he's one of the guys that can look at his career and say, you know, I achieved everything I set out to achieve. I'm in a good place, I'm happy, and being happy is the most important thing. So I wish him all the best. I'm sure I'll see him out and about, and yeah, I'm a big chunky fan.
Well, British boxing has lost some huge names in the last year, hasn't it?
This is a massive thing. I mean, this is why people like Jordan Gill and, you know, you saw Ted Cheeseman the other night tried and wasn't good enough to step up to European level. But these guys coming through now, these are where the DeGales and the Bellews and the Groves were probably 3 or 4 years ago, challenging for British and European titles. Some step up and do it, and some don't. So there's a massive transition now of those big names retiring from the sport.
Just a quick couple of updates actually I forgot about. So Lewis Ritson has vacated the British.
Correct.
Joe Cordina will face
Andy Townend, possibly on April 20th actually at the O2.
So what's the plan for Lewis Ritson?
Ritson's going to move up to 140 pound. He still fights on March 23rd. Looking to put him in a title fight, just confirming that now. He just, you know, probably in hindsight he should have just moved up anyway, because he obviously didn't make the weight properly against the
Terror.
The Terror. Well done, well done.
Right.
Yeah. And he should have moved that anyway, but I think it's more about pride, saying, no, I can still make the weight. 4 weeks out, realised I just can't make the weight anymore. So he's going to move up to 140, and I think he's going to be a beast.
Callum Smith, is he still looking to May the 18th?
May the 18th on the Usyk card. I think he's a favourite right now. I'd quite like to put him, and he would like to go on June 1 as well, but obviously it's just seeing what we can...
Is any fight cemented for June 1?
Yes, but there'll be an announcement next week of probably, well, definitely 1, probably 2 of the first fights for June.
You've got to wait for Katie Taylor as well.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah, I'd like her to fight Delphine Persoon, the undisputed fight, if she can get through Volante next week for the WBO. All right, we're going to go and see the Magician. Has the Magician got tracksuit on?
Possibly. Possibly.
No, you're not filming me now.
What? We just keep it rolling. You're popular in Peterborough, we'll say that.
Popular? They just said Eddie Hearn, what a wanker, what a wanker.
Did they really?
Yeah.
No, I've seen loads of people go out to you.
No, that was the same people who originally said, Eddie, give us a wave. Eddie, Eddie, give us a wave. And I waved, and they went, Eddie Hearn, you're a wanker, you're a wanker.
Me too.
Oh, mate.
Hey, where's my
I
car?
come all this way to see you.
Where's my car for my birthday?
I come all this way to see you. You've got a Lacoste dressing gown on and a pair of tracksuits.
You got Michael Jackson
love that
shoes on.
swag.
You got a turtleneck. With the, oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
You missed that. You missed the moonwalk.
I've got it, already got it.
Mate. Right, mate.